Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing another 32 tile challenge build video, but this time around, as you saw, I got the Sims 4 Tiny Living Stuff Pack, and for this build I decided to go for like a barn renovation or like an Irish cottage farmhouse build, and that's what we're going for here. So we're going to go ahead and build it. The reason why I'm laying out all the objects is I just got the pack when I just loaded up the game and I wanted to see what all the objects were like, just so we could kind of understand what type of aesthetic we're going for. So while we are going for a renovation on the inside, it will obviously have to have a mid-century feel because that's the theme of the objects. This build is interesting, it didn't turn out quite as well. Well, I think it's very useful. There's a lot to do in this build. Like, this build has everything. Like, there is more compared to my previous builds. But for some of you, I don't know if it'd be worth the price of admission compared to, the price of it. I don't know if it's worth it or not. You'll have to make that decision for yourself. I do like the furniture, but I think the Murphy bed was a bad idea for them to develop. I think they should have put their resources into making bunk beds because you can just do more with them, because that Murphy bed takes up 6 tiles and it doesn't really do anything, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, in this build though, admittedly, it does give us both a kitchen, a dining, and a full living room, but your living room is also the master bedroom. So it works and it doesn't. It is worth also pointing out that the shape of this barn is definitely unique, and I make no apologies for that, because with 32 tiles, you gotta do function over form. So once we have the layout together, and obviously it's a very similar layout to my last build because 32 tiles, how many ways can you do it? I do add columns and stuff to try and get it into a more square shape that you would see a barn be. But there's lots of ins and outs on it, but I'm pretty happy with the end aesthetic. Again, it's a real mixture of an American barn but obviously a local Irish barn. It's a real mix. I think it's more American in the color and the fact that it's made out of like slide, whereas Irish barns tend to be made out of stone, or even farmhouses or Irish cottages tend to be made out of stone. So it's a real mix, but I think it works at the end, and it has like a renovated roof. It's corrugated metal. It works. You can tell it's some sort of renovation. As for the stuff pack, one criticism I will say is that I feel bad that to download this house, you will need to have the University expansion pack. They made a full bathroom with a new toilet and a new sink. You would think they'd give you another open shower. They basically have the technology from The Sims 4 University. All they had to do was maybe just a slight recolor of it or with a different mesh and include it in the stuff pack. So I'm sorry to say, for this house, you will need to have University. But when I do my 64 tile challenge, I will try to keep it as base game as possible. I do think we use a few other packs here, but they're mostly for aesthetic choices. And when you import it into your game, if you don't have that pack, it should find a substitute. But I don't think it'll find a substitute for the shower. You're going to need University for that. Like, the mini fridge in the kitchen is no problem, just swap it out for a regular fridge. But it's that damn shower. That said, at the back of the house, there is like an open column slot. You'll know what I mean when you see it. But you could probably put like an outside shower into that if you had Island Living with Solani. They had an open shower, or frankly just shove a shower in. I don't think it's going to cause many problems for your sim family. So as usual, the roofs are usually a strong or a weak point for me, so it took me quite a while to get the roof working, and I'm just trying to use the stone and finding the right aesthetic. The stone didn't work out. One problem with the 32 tile challenge is that because it doesn't want you to use tiles, you can put tiles down, but it doesn't want you to use like foundations. So the roof is going to have no ceiling outside, because if you put tiles over it, you're going to go over 32 tiles. That's a bit of I don't think it's a problem with the pack. I think it's just a problem with how The Sims 4 renders roofs or ceilings, in that if you put a roof on it, that won't render a ceiling in it of itself. You need to have some sort of foundation over that floor to give the floor underneath a ceiling. A roof is not going to cut it. So unfortunately, that's an issue. However, you don't really spend a lot of your time playing in a house with the camera pan right underneath. So I don't think it's going to cause really issues for anyone. At this point, we're just trying to get the ceiling worked out. As you can see, I lifted the house up a bit and put it on some foundation. You can kind of see those columns I've added to every corner of the house just to give it a nice square shape overall. And I actually like that there are little bumps that go in and out, because it does seem like maybe the sim who renovated this barn got it and it was kind of destroyed, and they decided not to fully reconstruct it into just a simple square. It worked for me at the end. It worked. I kind of also experiment very soon of putting the door on the other side of the house. And that's interesting because, the master bedroom is also the sitting room because of the Murphy bed. However, I ultimately felt it was a bit weird having a front door going into the bedroom, because it also is a bedroom. So it just made more sense just to keep the front door and the back door in the kitchen, because the kitchen is just a kitchen. Here experimenting with windows, that kind of got me for a while. I kind of preferred those windows, but I need them in a double. Like, if they weren't versatile enough, and I wanted a bay window for the kids' bedroom and basically the study. It is a bit awkward that I am using a mid-century door, but I was trying to use as many tiny living stuff objects as possible, so I was like, I have to make this door work. But the back door in the kitchen is more of a traditional country style door. I'm going to do a mini review of tiny living stuff now, but I'm not going to do a full review. Frankly, I don't know if I am going to do a proper review unless people watch these videos and you guys want to see me do a full review of tiny living. But as for let's do a mini one while I'm talking about this build. It's nice stuff. Look, it is a stuff pack, and ultimately I don't think your expectations can be set too high. But it was weird, for example, that they'd make a door, but maybe they didn't make windows to go with it, or yeah. And they give you some creative sim items in terms of clothes and hair, and you're going to see that modeled on my sim at the end, and you kind of saw a sneak peek at the beginning. But I probably would have preferred them not do any creative sim items and just really focus on objects, because you're not buying a tiny living stuff pack for creative sims. That's not on theme. There's no such thing as a tiny living fashion aesthetic. I mean, they went for chunky knits and minimalist, but I feel like that's probably going to be more suited for their knitting pack that the community voted on. And the items in this pack are so suited for that pack, it almost makes you wonder, maybe there won't be many fashion options in that stuff pack, the community voted one. Maybe they're going to be like, you need that and tiny living to make a good combo set in terms of stuff packs. They really kind of want to reel you in and buy all of them, which I think that is a bad approach. I think the idea is they should make loads of stuff packs that can appeal to many different audiences, but each one should really hit the nail on the head in terms of their theme. So, I think essentially what it's missing, I just think, is an open shower. It should have come with a complete bathroom. If you're going to do a toilet and a sink, bloody hell, if you're going to do a toilet, there's so many toilets. Not complaining, but there's only one toilet that I always use, because there's only one toilet that's off the floor, and that's base game only. So that's the only toilet I ever use, because it's very easy to clean in real life. So I assume it'd be nice and easy for your Sims to clean. There shouldn't be toilets planted on the ground. They're so hard to clean around. So, it should have had an open shower that included, even if it was just a simple red colour for university. It's just more of a courtesy that you don't have to buy the university pack to get a shower. And I probably would have reallocated the resources from the Murphy bed and made a bunk bed. I think that would have been more versatile, and I think it would have worked well. Because the apartments in New City Living, which you'd think would be a good companion pack to go with this, those apartments were designed in size to work without a Murphy bed. So I don't really see the appeal of putting Murphy beds into your apartment gameplay, because the apartments aren't that small. The apartments are much bigger than 32 tiles, even the supposed studios. So I don't really know if it's going to work well there. That said, I do like the gameplay elements, the coding that came with the pack. I love the challenge aspect. The Sims 4 is such an easy game. I love that there are challenges now, and having boundaries like 32 tiles it's very satisfying and very gratifying to play. So the value for the pack for me did not come from the objects, it came from the mechanics, like the programming that they added onto the game with the challenge levels. And now I basically just added a garden in to take advantage of the fact that your Sims can grow things at double the rate. And I just did some terrain paint, much better than gravel. The terrain paint looks great with this renovated barn. And I should add, that my final upload does not have a baby Yoda because it puts you a few hundred simoleons over budget. But as soon as you move into this house, put a baby Yoda into the garden. He can look over your crops. That's going to be on point. I added in at the end. I was like, I need a baby Yoda, but I need to keep this under 20,000 simoleons because I want it to be a starter home. So, you know, it is a good starter home, and it is in 32 tiles, but I don't know if it's as good as my other builds. You can go and watch them on my other videos. Even my other renovated hut that I made, which is my first 32 tile challenge video, I don't know if it's as good. I think maybe I feel like it isn't as good because for what extras this gives, it requires you, the player, to shell out €10 or dollars on the stuff pack. And I made 3 builds basically that show that you don't need the stuff pack to work in 32 tiles. So it's really going to be up to you, but I have lots now that will take advantage of the stuff pack, and I have lots that won't take advantage of the stuff pack. So, you know, I made something for everyone. I do love the paintings though. They did a good job at the paintings, but those are simple recolors. And I added in some wallpaper and some blue wood floors. I like how this turned out, you know, I really do. So you can also download this from the gallery. My username is in the description. It's LCInsightsIE. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to stay tuned for more Sims videos. It's really encouraging to know that people are watching. If you liked the video, also give it a thumbs up if you appreciate my barn aesthetic. You know, it's barnish. Leave a comment below on what you would add to this build to make it better, or what do you think of the stuff pack. Give me a mini review in the comments below. I'll give it a read. I might even respond to it in the next video if I get comments. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of this montage. You get to see a hunk having a shower naked. Bye everybody.